the police coming straight from the underground. A young dude got it bad cause I'm brown. NWA 1988. Music has been our outlet, our platform to express ourselves freely. The music censorship has changed all of that. But before we get into how it's changed so many things within the industry, let's get an idea of what music censorship is. Music censorship is a censorship of music that refers to the practice of editing musical works for many reasons, coming from a wide variety of motivations, including moral, political, and religious reasons. With this speech, I would like to discuss why I believe music should not be censored, and really dive into the cons that come with music being censored. Music is a very influential medium, as we know, and has been proven to do so in an incredibly positive way. People from all parts of the world connect to one thing: music. But the thing that we are looking away from is the big picture here: music censorship. These lines are said for a reason. We are in fact doing worse than doing good by doing so. It's bad for not only us as individuals, but for those around us. It's time for us to accept things for what they are, rather than blocking what we want to block out and completely ignoring and simply not accepting things for what they truly are. Music censorship has been something that has actually been dated back to the 1920s. Actually, in fact, in 1927, the United States of America Congress enacted the Radio Act of 1927. This was used as a way for the government to control the content that was being broadcasted. The Radio Act prohibited the use of profane language through the air. In 1934, Congress created the Federal Communications Commission, FCC, to monitor international communications through radio. What ended up happening with the FCC is they ended up pretty much dictating the music industry entirely, and in the year of 1934, completely shut down pretty much the music industry completely. And they actually have a really, really, really big influence into what is music today and what is put out. But with that being said, I would like to turn our focus on 3 topics. These 3 topics I would like to dive into and give an audience a really deep breakdown of each one. Each one being limits, the limits that we have musically. I'd also like to discuss on how it stops people from pursuing career opportunities, and how it reduces overall intelligence of the public. Music censorship was so bad at one point that even using the word damn in the song would cause trouble. The Kingston Trio would be a perfect example of this, who did not give one about a, and I quote, greenback dollar, and had to cover the word with a loud guitar string. Another example would be the Beach Boys song, God Only Knows, which was also banned by many radio stations, but with this case, the Lord's name being too sacred to use in a rare pop song. The thing that they're not understanding is, regardless if it's pain of losing someone or the anger towards the government, artists never have and never will be shy about what they want to say. Given the platform they have, I honestly believe they should not. Whatever message it is that they want to give out is going to be given out regardless of the fact. And that's something that we should accept. But I can see why we tend to be frightened by these things. The freedom, the platform, I understand. But we also need to understand that however we perceive things is truly on us as individuals. Without musical freedom, these artists can't touch their crowd. They want to. What we don't understand is that, on the contrary, music has helped us way more than what we think it has. A study was actually conducted by the University of Queensland in Australia, and we came to an understanding that aggressive, violent forms of music, like heavy metal, make people calmer. Now, what can you take from that? Now that we have an understanding on how limited these artists truly are, let's dive into how it stops people from pursuing career opportunities. With us censoring everything, artists are going to be afraid of even putting their art out. I mean, it's the dead honest truth. Not even afraid, more so less encouraged. At this point, artists feel distracted. They do not feel accepted for who they are. With that, with artists not producing music, this will lead to many businesses going bankrupt, and the spiral just begins. Venues will not be booked. Artists will go on tour, will not go on tour to cities, and cities will be affected. Jobs around the city will be affected. The economy in general will take a complete and total hit by the situation. But since we have an understanding on how this can affect people from pursuing their dreams, let's get a better understanding on how this can reduce overall intelligence of the public. Back when NWA first released their album Straight Outta Compton, we the people reacted a way that has never been seen before. The album was released during a time when there was a lot going on. Hate crimes happening, and society in general was everywhere. But what made this project so unique was its message. They were exposing their reality to the rest of the world. They were, through their music, giving the world an understanding of what America doesn't want you to see. And that right there is what gave this group the title, The Most Dangerous Group. Not for their actions, more so because of their words. The stuff that they were exposing made America and its leaders afraid of their voice and their own consequences. This led cops completely shutting the crew down, even sending them to jail. I know this topic is delicate because you can dive into a lot fast. But I hope you, the audience, have an understanding of why music should not be censored. Music is a very influential medium that has been proven to do so in an incredibly positive way. I can see why the government is doing what they are doing. They do not want to make their problems any bigger than what it is, and want to protect us from the truth. But what they don't understand is the truth is what will set you free. And we as a nation deserve to know what is going on. So we learn from the situation and become well versed with it. Not negatively, but on the contrary, positively. Thank you.